Hello everybody, welcome on into Henny Boyz Radio. This is episode 5, and I'm your host Petey with my co-host Stevey. Stevey, what's up, man?
Not much, man. How you doing?
You know, it's a really big episode because we're 5 episodes in, and this is going to be the first one where I can proudly join you in actually drinking some Hennessy.
God damn, dude. It's no longer just the Henny Boy. It's now the Henny Boys. It is officially.
It's no longer an alcoholic podcast.
A loners.
Yeah, it's the Henny Boys. Antisocial social club, we can call this podcast.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, we got the Henny. It's going to be the double cork today, if you'd be so kind.
So yeah, I can kick it off, and then we can pop your cherry, literally.
Let's do it. Get that ASMR going.
Top that.
Top
that, Petey.
Let's go. You know, and I do have our producer Craig here, so I hope he gives me the best cherry pop of Henny that we can get.
Pour one
Craig,
out for the boy Craig. Making this one a bit strong. Ooh.
Okay, that'll play.
That will play.
That'll play. Let's see if we can get some of the pour here. Yeah.
What's
up, man? That sounded like too much.
That is
like too much.
That is a healthy drink, my friend. Craig, you're going to have to watch out, man.
Oh, that's the other thing that I was going to say. Like, this is going to be that first episode where it's either our best or just our worst. There's no in between. There's the bar is high or low here.
I'm quite worried because at least before there was one of us that was sober. There was an adult in the room. Now Craig has to handle 2 of us, and I mean,
we're off the leash now. You're absolutely right.
Oh man!
And I gotta ask again: are you finally pushing normal Coke this week? Or are you still on that cherry Coke?
No, I'm still finishing off the cherry Coke. I think this is probably the last week I'll have it. So next week I'll have to figure something else out. Yeah. You just using normal Coke?
See if we can hear this Coke. Normal Coca-Cola as I pour it in here. Oh yeah.
That's some weak stream there, son. You might need to get that checked out.
I want more Henny than Coke, man, because I have more Henny. I only bought 2, 20 fluid ounce bottles of Coke, so.
Okay.
Rations are limited here on Henny Boys. Craig needs to start buying the supplies.
He is a producer of the show. He needs to actually produce things and produce Coca-Cola and Hennessy.
You know, the other problem with me drinking on the air is I'll probably end up texting MILFs.
Jesus Christ. How's that going? How's our friend Tina doing? I'm
going to be dead ass with you here, man. Have not been in contact with her since last episode. And folks, let me just fill you in. I did have a little MILF situation, I guess is the right word. If you go back to episode 4, you can get the full dirty details. But yeah, man, it's just like everything else, you know, it's just kind of gone with the wind. What can I say?
Oh, man. That's so disappointing. You could have gotten just some gold content for us for the podcast. You could have gotten so many just episodes worth of just you talking about your adventures with Tina. Hell, if it went anywhere, we could have had Tina on the podcast. The content of... the possible content out of this was gold, and you're letting us down, man. You're letting everyone, all of our listeners down. You're letting Craig down. Think about poor Craig.
That's why we need everyone to stick around to the end of the episode, because Lord knows I might end up, calling her if this Henny goes. You heard the pour.
That was a strong pour. And there was a weak ass Coke.
I don't fuck around, man. Yeah, there's no dicking around on Henny Boys, all right. Especially being sober for 4 weeks. Sheesh. But yeah, so
that's a long ass time.
Maybe we'll get her on the show one day. You know, who do you think we'd get first, her or Addison Rae? or on the same topic of MILFs, maybe Addison Rae's mom. We'll get the whole family out here.
Oh man!
This is a MILF-friendly podcast, everyone.
If we get Addison Rae's mom, we need to get the D'Amelio's dad on. Just get TikTokers' parents.
They'll probably end up cheating on each other.
Oh man! Just get This is what it turns into. Is just a TikTokers' parents podcast.
TikTok users like support their fandoms. They buy merch. So once we have Henny Boyz Radio merch out, like we're gonna be swimming in cash if we get the TikTok crowd over here.
We're not TikTokers.
One of us is. Zoomer and Boomer Radio. Correct.
No, dude. Speaking of them,
apparently, Sorry.
I was just gonna say, speaking of the two of them, they do have a podcast. The Addison Rae and her mom. So what we need, our ultimate goal needs to be to get on to that podcast. I didn't listen to it, so I don't know if it's like good shit or not.
I was gonna say, would you rather be on their podcast to plug Henny Boyz, or you'd rather have them on our podcast?
Ooh.
Kind of get that clout going.
I think I'd rather have them on ours, because then you'd be like, hey, make sure you tweet out, post on Instagram, put it on all your socials, like. Hey,
we can get Kourtney Kardashian in there too.
We have the hookup with the Kardashians now too. Yeah.
If we get that's a couple steps away from getting goddamn Kanye West on the Henny Boyz podcast.
This is true. This is true. Which
Craig,
I feel like
Craig,
is the ultimate
you
guest.
Step it up.
He's producer and guest booker.
Well, more importantly, though, if we get Kanye, that's basically a step away from Elon Musk, our dream podcast guest.
I mean, if we're gonna do it,
smoking weed like he was in Joe Rogan.
Since our podcast is like really in its infamousy, Jesus, it is in infamousy, but infancy. Fucking Hennessy's already hitting, man.
It's in both at the same time. Don't worry.
What would your top 5 like podcast guests be? Let's just put it out there at the very beginning of this whole podcast. Of what you and I want as our dream podcast guests.
Oh, now that's good. Like dead or alive, or
it has to be alive. Like we're talking like,
okay,
like people we could have
on the show.
Yeah, people you could have on the podcast.
We're gonna start first off with Devin Booker. We gotta know. We gotta know. We got to know a lot of things, but
that's a good one. But I don't think he'd be very interested in answering the questions you want to ask him.
Don't worry, we'll give him some Hennessy, and it's all flowing from there.
But I think what you said, like Kanye and Elon, definite musts. Like you just.
I feel like let's build the list without them, because I feel like that's both like the 1-2 punch given.
Yeah, it's God tier.
100%.
Get them both at the same time.
We need some like deep cuts, we need some, not just Obama or whatever the fuck. We need some deep cuts. That's why I picked Devin Booker with my 5 spot.
That's a good one, man. I
would want to have an NBA star. So
I mean, if we're gonna have NBA stars, and we can talk about this later, I'd go with Daniel House. I'm curious to think what he was thinking here.
Yeah. The Bubble Boy.
He is the real Bubble Boy. We're not the Bubble Boys anymore. That's Daniel House.
He's Daniel House Jr. kicked out of the NBA bubble for macking.
Damn. And did you know he's married?
Funny,
he's
I was
married.
about to say, he has like kids.
Yeah, he has 3 kids.
What is going on there? What?
I don't know. Like, what the fuck is he thinking? That's why I want to ask him. It's because, like, all right. You're married. You have 3 kids.
Exactly.
You're in the semifinals for the NBA championship, and you go and fuck it up. Like, what do you think's gonna happen? I don't know, but
You're right, that would be a great guess.
It would be.
Get him all hennied up.
He'd be our first walk off. Probably. He'd probably walk off the.
I'd love it. That just is a bigger headline. Send that around to all the NBA fans.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
We probably need some like so yeah, I think we should probably have a TikToker in there, because I mean that's that's gonna get the youths involved, the Zoomers involved in the podcast.
Well, here's the other thing though. Aside from like Addison Rae and Charlie D'Amelio, like who the fuck else is like considered a TikToker? And don't say Jason Derulo, because
I was gonna say, isn't the other one like Little Huddy or whatever his name is?
Oh yeah, he does sound from. I think he like is dating Charlie D'Amelio actually, or did date her or some shit, on and off.
Couldn't tell you
for the clout.
Who knows?
Yeah, little Huddy.
I don't know. Maybe that's a bad idea.
Who the fuck else is there?
For TikTokers, I don't know.
Cole Hudson. Let's see, most popular. I couldn't even tell you this one, to be honest with you.
Damn,
as the role of Zoomer on the show.
I was gonna say maybe that's a bad idea then. We don't want
Lauren Gray. Lauren Gray is like the other big one.
You literally could be making up names at this point. I don't know.
I have the list in front of me. This is real. Zach King and Lauren Gray.
Oh shit, Zach King.
Addison Rae.
Zach King would be interesting.
Yeah.
Cause
I think he'd be a great get. Like he's been around a while too.
He has.
Obviously,
he
his YouTube and shit.
He came up in Vine, didn't he?
Yeah. I think so. Yeah, he's known for the Magic Vines.
Oh yeah, he's been a whole career off it.
The Final Cut King.
Yep.
Yeah, I'd absolutely have him.
I'd want, I think as a guest, since we seem to have a different topic or subgenre of porn every week that we talk about, I think Lisa Ann would be a good one, or Riley Reid. I know she's a favorite of yours.
You gotta get a porn star.
Yeah, you gotta get a porn star for the culture.
Lisa Ann?
Probably.
I was gonna say she was on the Kasim G show.
Yeah.
From back in the day.
She
between two porn stars, whatever the fuck.
Yeah, well, she was on like a bunch of Barstool stuff too. So I don't know. Maybe that's not as unique of an idea as I think it is, but.
No, I mean, because she obviously has the quips to do a show like that. Yeah, Goes Deep. That's what the Kasim G series was.
Yeah. Yep.
God, that shit was forever ago, man. I
remember that. That was at the early stages of like the internet, like YouTube and all that stuff. But
kind of going down the same route, but a little bit opening up a different realm. I think you know who'd be great to have on here, who's usually the guy at the other side of the mic, Adam22.
Only if
I think just asking him his like perspective of interviews and shit.
You're thinking of this like in a serious way. I was thinking of this in a totally joking way. Like it'd be a joke interview. Like you just give him shit.
I'm halfway there. I'm halfway.
Who's the
I'm
one?
Halfway there.
Who's the that Instagram thought that he's like promoting now that like claimed to have sucked off like half of the Phoenix Suns? That might be the legendary podcast guest. Or
wait, who's that?
I don't know. There's like a whole thing about how like he some Instagram thought went on there like on his podcast, and she was talking about how like she was like she just sucked off like half the Phoenix Suns. So
we need Booker on here.
You can get Booker.
It's a double dip. Yeah. See, everything's connected.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Let's get Dobrik on here too.
That'd be interesting. Yeah.
Fucking. God, yeah. I mean, once the Henny Boys are in that realm of discussion, we can get anybody we want. It's beautiful.
Oh man, we need to come up with a better list. We need to sit down and have a concrete list of like top 5.
It's definitely something worth debating. And to listeners out there, let us know. How about you chime in, message us, kind of let us know who you want to see on the podcast, because that's all we can do is just email their manager and see what sticks.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll have Craig put out some feelers. He'll DM Kanye and Elon. He'll do it the hard work.
Exactly. Craig, I mean, he might not be the best producer, but the dude, he's got some connections.
I didn't ask. Is he wearing pants this week?
I'm not gonna lie, man. I'm trying not to look at him this week because last week he had some really weird boxers on, and I didn't mention this during recording last week, but there was a point where he was sitting in his chair so low that there was definitely a nut sticking out.
It's like that.
It kind of distracted me a couple times.
It's like that Friends episode.
There's a whole ball that I can see just taking me off the game.
Damn.
Yeah.
So you didn't like episode 4, blame Craig's balls.
Craig's left testicle is what's to blame for Henny Boy's depleting quality. So yeah, this week I kind of have a different setup. I'm kind of facing. We're back to back now. It's a different layout here in the studio. So probably for the better.
Okay.
And I don't want him stealing any of the Hennessy. So
smart.
Sorry, Craig.
Get your own Hennessy. We don't provide it. That's not part of the company policy. We don't provide Hennessy or alcohol to our
yeah, you
employees.
can ask my bank account. Sheesh.
That's expensive shit, man.
Holy fuck! I just took a sip of that, man. That shit sucks.
Oh man, the next 45 minutes are gonna be interesting. If these last 15 weren't already.
Some hairs on my chest. Yeah.
Oh man.
You know what else is interesting, man? You gotta tell me the story about your horse.
My horse or my
it's
horse?
Story time.
It's story time.
Yeah.
It's story time with Stevey.
I'll take a drink to that, bro. I'll take a drink
All
to
right.
that.
So
it's everyone's favorite part of the podcast,
or least favorite. We'll see. Anyway, yeah. So I bought a horse. I don't know how how else to put it. I bought a horse or part of a horse, and
now you're just bragging, man. You're just straight on flexing on us,
dude. I found out I had a massive dick, and I'm just showing it to everyone. That's what this is, really. Anyone that will look at my dick, I'm showing it. My horse dick.
You buy what you like, you know.
I guess so. No, so well, I didn't buy a horse. I bought 1/100,000th of a horse. So,
you should have just stuck with the "I bought a horse" line.
I should have. Well, I should have gotten to explain the full story. Anyway, so I don't know if everyone knows, but the Kentucky Derby happened this last weekend on Sunday, correct? I think it was. This whole last weekend was a blur. I don't remember what day it was.
Yeah, Saturday, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Saturday the 5th, I believe.
Okay. Anyway, so like I'm sitting there watching it, having a 5 drinks. I think I was having a mojito because I didn't have anything for a mint julep. And
maybe we are sponsored by them, guys.
Maybe we're dropping some subtle hints.
Anyway, 5 drinks.
Jesus Christ. Anyway, so I'm sitting there, I'm watching, and they're talking about like all the different horses and talking about like I think it's Tiz the Law was like the big favorite, and then there was a couple other ones that were like second and third in the odds, but they were kind of far behind Tiz the Law because Tiz the Law, I guess, just like cleaned up in all of like the races before the Kentucky Derby. And they're talking about this one, and they're talking about how it like was being sold, like shares of the horse were being sold online, and anyone could go on and buy shares of the horse. So me being like 1 beer and half a mojito in was like, that sounds like a fun idea. I'm going to buy a share of a horse and it's going to run in the Kentucky Derby. And so I went online, found the website, found the horse, which it was listed on there, and it was like $206 a share. So I was just like, fuck it. I'm going to buy a share. And part of me was like, I'm going to regret this. Like, I'm going to be like, no, this isn't worth it. Like, it's not worth buying the share. And then the horse is going to do really well, and I'm going to miss out on, like, all of the great stories and then any dividends or whatever this horse gets. So I was like, fuck it, I'm going to buy it. So I bought it, like, literally 5 minutes before the race starts. And then the race starts, and I'm watching it, and the horse ends up winning the fucking Kentucky Derby.
It paid off.
I bought into Authentic, the horse that won the Kentucky Derby, and it won. It led for most of the thing.
Get the merch,
dude. I need to. They were sending out emails and talking about how they have merch for it, and they're gonna make more merch, I think, too. So I'm gonna spend a lot of money on merch, and yeah, I don't know. Like, I still don't quite haven't processed it because I don't really understand like if this is like a big deal or not, because I mean technically I'm a Kentucky Derby winner, but
big deal, man.
You know,
I mean 100,000 shareholders like isn't even that many in the grand scheme of things. So.
Oh, it's less because I mean there's 100,000 shares, but like the company that was selling the shares,
they don't sell, yeah.
Well, no, they.
I remember seeing it close like before the race too.
Yeah, you told me that because I was looking at it literally like 10-15 minutes before the race started. And they were still selling shares available, or shares were still available. So I was like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna buy one." But then you checked like right after the race finished, and like they were all sold out. Like they immediately sold out of shares. But no, the company that was doing that only owned
just like that
12.5% of the horse. So they only owned 12,500 shares, and then the rest were owned by like a stable, I think a stable, and then another company or whatever. So like literally, there's only like 4,000 shareholders, only. But
It's all business.
It is. Walker
Henny
Bueller.
Boyz horse racing is coming.
Yeah, we're gonna turn into a horse stable company now. This is gonna turn into a horse podcast. We're just gonna talk about horses. Yeah, I know nothing about horse
how
racing.
Bad horse women are.
Jesus Christ.
Now we're horse people ourselves.
Yeah, no, I've never ridden a horse.
It's
I
not
don't
a bad
even know.
thing, man. It's business.
I don't even know if I've ever actually like gone up to a horse in person. I know nothing about horses, and I won the Kentucky Derby.
Dude, funny enough, I had the chance of seeing American Pharoah, the most recent Triple Crown winner.
Oh, so you paid the what was it, $200,000 from the fuck you?
I was gonna say I'm kidding, but now I'm gonna keep going with the story.
Oh damn it! I thought you actually were being serious. All right, continue with your story.
Yeah, the last horse I saw, they all look the same. I'm like, hey man, you're American Pharoah. What's up, bro?
That makes it even worse. That makes it even more confusing that he fucked you and it was an American Pharoah.
I'm sorry, I have to say it. So we did stepsisters, we did MILFs, and now we gotta do bestiality. You set it up, man.
This is true. I don't want to dip my toe any further into this. This is the black. This
horses,
is the black pool.
Horses, folks.
Jesus, horse.
Well,
boys.
if we're hung like them, man, we gotta talk like them. We gotta respect them. Sheesh, Craig.
Anyway.
We'll change the topic. Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, that was my week. While you were out, being afraid to talk to MILFs, I want to.
You're buying horses.
I'm buying horses. I'm making business moves. I'm over here making rich guy moves, and yeah. I wonder, like, so I'm seriously.
Stevey's buying horses.
Yeah, I'm curious
ghosting
to
MILFs.
That tells you anything about our personalities.
Zoomer and Boomer Radio. Let's go.
I'm curious to see though what like this what the benefits are of this. Like, so the whole idea is that like
right, yeah.
I as a shareholder of the horse, you get dividends based off.
You already sound pretentious.
I know, right? Well, I'm
as an authentic horse shareholder. Get him out of here.
I can show you my other horses in my stable. These are my helping hands.
Another mint julep.
Yes, indubitably.
Dude. He's a horse guy.
I've turned into a horse guy. I'm gonna start doing the numbers, crunch the numbers. I'm gonna start buying more horses, and it's gonna be my whole life, my whole business.
You know, there's a lot of money in it. You look at those rich ass dudes. Sheesh.
Dude, the winning the Kentucky Derby, you win $1.6 million.
God.
Which
that's decent money, yeah.
That is very decent money, or in my case, is $16 because I own one 100,000th of the horse.
So the profit margin wasn't really there. I mean, when's the next race? What's the benefit now? Are there other non-race benefits?
Yeah, the main benefit is the breeding. Like, because now that it's won the Kentucky Derby, they can charge obscene amounts of money for it to breed with other horses. And apparently, like the thing they were saying, the newsletter or whatever they sent out was talking about how I think Justify and American Pharoah, the last two Triple Crown, and obviously Authentic is not a Triple Crown winner, but the last two to win it, or the last two Triple Crown winners were charging like $175,000 to $200,000 per like breeding session or whatever the term is, and they did this like 150 times a year. So,
God, so you're gonna get a cut of that?
Yeah, whatever So that, I was doing the math, right? So, the company pays out dividends once a year, and they take out parts of they take some money from it because they still have to put money up for stable costs and trainers and everything else, all these fees, right? Mm-hmm. So the winnings, the $16, I would theoretically get from winning the Kentucky Derby is probably going to be really small, just because they're going to be taking fees out of it. And so, like, I can't imagine. I think Preakness is next. I can't imagine this, like, it's going to happen again. It's going to win Preakness. I don't know. I don't know anything about horse racing, but
watch it happen.
But even if it does, like, that's another, like, what, $16? Like, because I don't think the prize pool is as big as the Kentucky Derby, and if it is, it's probably pretty close. So all of the money is from the breeding. And I was thinking this in my head. I was like, all right, so theoretically, like, if it just wins the Kentucky Derby, let's say at best it charges $100,000 for, like, a breeding, and it does it 150 times. It's $150, and because it's $100,000, and I own 100,000, so I get $1 every time it breeds. And say it does it 150 times. It's $150 minus all the stable fees and all of that. I don't even know if I'm going to even come out on top on this. Like...
It's bragging rights more than anything.
It literally is at this point. Like, if I make up like half my money back, I don't care. Like, at this point, I'm gonna sink even more money into it because I'm gonna buy merch. I'm gonna buy T-shirts and shit. And
get the merch. Henny Boyz racing team too. It's coming out.
Horse racing team. Yeah. We have a separate division for F1 racing and stock car and rally car.
This is true. Yeah. Let me not get ahead of myself here.
We're a conglomerate here. The Henny Boyz conglomerate. But no, so I've decided that this is the only like logical thing to come out of this is now I have a really great Bumble bio. So
there we go. You know, and imagine like telling this story to someone and them walking away.
Exactly. They're gonna be like, go back to their friends and they're gonna be like, what was wrong with him? And like, oh, he says he won the Kentucky Derby or whatever. And they're just gonna be like, what the fuck is...
He was a horse guy. He's into horses.
God damn it. So speaking of Bumble, I heard you hopped back on after a bit of a hiatus. What is you hopping back on the alcohol and the Bumble, man? This is the new Petey.
You know, there's a big word out there in the community. It's called relapse, and
poor man.
This is nah, man. I was out there on the Bumble before, and I had to stop again because I did see someone that I know, like that enough for it to be like awkward if she saw me or whatever. You know what I mean? So there's a lot of dirt on the name. Not really dirt, but a lot of there's experiences on the name.
So let's talk about this. So I'm curious. You don't like when you see someone you know, you just stop swiping. Like you your instant reaction is I need to get off the app and like delete my account, even if it's like someone like you just kind of know in passing. I don't know. I'm curious to see what you think about this.
Like you said in passing, it really first off depends like on the actual person in my history with them, relationship with them, whatever it might be. But like no matter who it is, period. Like I think just seeing somebody that I know in any sense on there is just kind of like jarring, regardless.
Oh yeah,
it's just weird because they're like, damn, like what did they want to be seen as on this app? Like what pictures do they have? What's their bio? Even like a platonic friend, if you see them on there, it's like shit. Like this is what you're trying to go for. Like I've never been a wingman for you, whatever it might be, but. I don't know. It's just more of like it's more of like a startle. I'm like, oh shit, I know that person. Like, let me get out of here. Because I'm always like the enigma kind of like I don't want to be seen by anyone that I know and shit like that.
Yeah, like it's weird. Like I actually have like the opposite reaction where it's like I don't think about like oh this is what they are like this is how they present themselves. I'm more like oh Jesus, like if they come across me, what are they gonna think of how I present myself? Like. I'm more worried. Yeah, I'm more worried about.
I'm looking at it both ways.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Because the thing is, too, man. So many times, like I'll be in like a group chat and like someone will see like their ex on there or some like random hookup or whatever the fuck it might be, and they'll send the screenshot over. So like me having that mindset in my head that like the girl's like doing that to her group chat and shit. I'm like, ugh. Like I don't want no screenshots of my profile out floating around. No matter where it is, it just rubs me the wrong way.
Yeah, that's true. I hadn't even thought about that. It's really weird when you see like someone on there that you know. I've had friends who have told me like they'll see someone they know and they'll swipe right because like they legitimately like thought the person that they like knew was like attractive, and the other person will swipe right as well, and then they'll start talking like, oh my god, like, you know, like, how's it going, it's great to see you or whatever, talk to you, and like this other person will be like, oh yeah, I just swipe right on people I know. Like, I legitimately happened to a friend of mine.
I've done that before too, yeah.
And like my friend was like, this is
you're
fucking
like joking
stupid.
about it.
Right. Well, it sucked for my friend because he was like, he was like all serious about it, and she was just like, well, no, I'm just, I know you. I'm not gonna try to start a relationship or like even a Bumble conversation with someone I know. That's just weird.
In a sense like that, it's good to like get closure that, yeah, you're in the fucking friend zone, buddy. Like, there you go. If you didn't know then, you know now. But yeah, no, because I have done that. I've done that more on when I was on Tinder. Like, I would see someone that I like consider a close friend. I would swipe right, and then we'd both match and be like, hey, funny seeing you here. Good luck. Yeah. But now I'm like, fuck that. Like, I don't have that mentality anymore. I'm like, God, get me out of here.
Yeah, the worst is like,
especially because like if you see someone like on there, like odds are that they've been on there recently. Correct me if I'm wrong with the algorithm, but like
no clue.
I don't know. I still don't know how Bumble fucking works, man. Let's be honest.
I don't either. I've been on there for like, I went back on there after a hiatus for a while. And like I've had my profile created, like a new profile created for like a month or two now, and it's just I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just me. It probably is just me. But like the app is either pictures. That's probably what it is, or I'm just not attractive or as funny as I think I am, or the app is burying me. I don't know. I know Tinder is like always. There's always rumors you hear about like Tinder's like app. I'm not on Tinder, but Tinder buries your profile if you like do too many right swipes. But I'm not one of those people that does like a lot of right swipes. I don't know. It's very confusing. There's got to be like, just like there's like a way to hack like the YouTube algorithm and get your video like to the front page and like trending page. There must be a way. There's got to be a way to hack the Bumble algorithm. Get your profile.
Man, you know me. There. You know what I've done. Like I'm deleting my profile every now and then. And and I'm not talking like deleting the app. I'm talking deleting my profile and then rebuilding it, being seen again. Like, there are probably girls on there that have seen me like 4 or 5 times just because I'm, you know, in a sense, like resetting the algorithm. But
I've been on there so many times.
That's happened to you too.
Oh yeah,
I was the same girls.
I was just gonna say I've been on there so many times. I know, like, it's almost like I've seen them so many times in passing on Bumble that I know who they are. It's like, oh yeah, I remember her. Like, it's like, Jesus, like that should be a sign to me that I just, this isn't gonna work. Like, it's clearly not gonna work for me, and I'm doing it all wrong. But yeah,
at that point you're just mad. You're like, oh, you again. Well, dude,
I've swiped right on you 5 times. Why won't you swipe right on me even once?
Here. Stop deleting your account. Only I can. Have you ever had it happen though, where you've been recognized in public off fucking Tinder or Bumble?
No, never. That would be my worst nightmare.
It's happened to me. It's ridiculous. I don't even think we were on. Well, I don't know. There are a couple different circumstances, but
it's happened to you multiple times.
Well, definitely for a match once, because apparently she was like a mutual friend, which like ended up being even more awkward. It's like, how do you know her? I'm like, I don't know her. I guess we matched once. Like, what do you mean? Oh yeah, that's dating apps. So Hinge.
You keep trying to get me to go back on Hinge.
Maybe I'm sponsored by Hinge. I don't know, man. It's if Bumble and Tinder aren't working like that, sometimes you gotta seek alternative options. What can I say?
Maybe one week if we don't have much content, I'll
we'll do a Hinge edition.
I'll do a Hinge edition. I'll go on Hinge and see what's going on. Try it out again.
On the Valentine's Day episode, we'll download like 5 different dating apps, like a matchmaker game.
That's a good idea. I like that. Yeah, because we were joking about how we need to have a Valentine's Day episode. We should have a Valentine's Day episode where all it is just dating apps.
Just apps, yeah. No, it'll happen. 3-hour special.
Yeah. Well, I've told you about how like I want to like make a coffee table book of people's profiles, just because there's so many weird, embarrassing profiles out there where like people put things in there where it's just like you just roll your eyes, or you're just like, why would you think that's a good idea? I'm probably like
every time I'm on the app.
Basically, I'm sure I'm one of those people too that like people look at my profile and go, "Why would you put that in there?" But I want to make a coffee table book.
Right.
I want to put one together where it's just like glossy photos of people's like profiles. I don't know how that would work from a privacy standpoint or like I don't even know, just like a how do you people's permissions
like a lot of lawsuits.
Yeah. I don't know.
If you like partner with Bumble, then I don't know. Yeah, like you should be able to check off on Bumble if you're down to be quote unquote like distributed by media or something like that.
Fuck Hinge, Bumble sponsor us.
We're the LA Clippers. Come sponsor us too.
I'm Kawhi. You're Paul George.
Oh man, it's definitely the other way around.
The other way around, probably. I'm low on Hennessy and Coke, so we're getting a second cork popping in this. Ooh.
I thought you were about to say you're doing the last sip like midway through the episode.
No, we're gonna make the last sip.
I was about to be like, bro, you're tapping out on me.
This is. I
have to carry down the last 25 minutes myself.
Oh yeah, that's a lot of Hennessy with very little Coke, so it's gonna be very interesting. So. Yeah,
I'm on the same page.
Ooh, that's strong.
Anyway, what I do want to talk about this week with that, I know you haven't had the chance of going out to get yet, but at McDonald's we were talking about the Travis Scott meal.
Yeah,
it's been kind of a hot topic in certain areas, but I finally had the chance to check it out.
What'd you think of it?
I don't know what this. Well, first off, they didn't give me the barbecue sauce. So it kind of defeats the whole purpose of like being. Well, it doesn't defeat the purpose, but it's not the authentic experience. Because like basically, I just got a bacon quarter pounder with fries and a Sprite. But Travis Scott has the barbecue sauce with that.
So
it was a McDonald's burger, man. What can I say?
So the thing I don't get, like I'm like you said, I'm very surprised at like how big this has gotten. Like. I thought it was just going to be one of those things where people are like, oh, yeah, Travis Scott has a thing. But now you're seeing it, like, in some circles, you're right. I'm seeing it everywhere. Like, I had a YouTube video
it's
recommended.
Like a meme. It's like,
I had a YouTube video recommended pop up to me, like, on YouTube today. And, like, this YouTuber jokingly, like, gave a review of it. Like, he was like, I don't even think he's, like, listens to Travis. He was just like, oh, yeah, I haven't had McDonald's in 5 years. But, you know, as soon as they put out the Travis Scott meal, I had to try it. And it's like...
Wow, yeah.
Do they? So, like, the thing I don't understand is, can you, like, in a normal circumstance, get barbecue sauce on your quarter pounder?
Well, it's not even on the burger. It's just, like, the sauce packet on the side that you use for the French fries.
Wait, what?
But I'm like, the whole point of it being the Travis Scott meal is, like, getting every single thing from the Sprite to the fries to the sauce. Otherwise, it's just me ordering those 3 things or whatever.
It should come with like a toy, and the toy is just like
oh my god, dude.
Picture of him and Kylie or some shit.
I was gonna say, yeah. Think of the resale value. It'd be like employees are already selling their uniforms for like $300 on eBay.
Oh man, I feel like they should have like made it like a Travis Scott special meal. Like this is like something we've never put out before.
Right.
Like, he's from Texas. He could have done something with, like, the McRib or the barbecue. Like, not just, like, slap a bunch of barbecue sauce on a McDonald's burger and serve it with fries and a Sprite. Like, I don't know.
And I was telling people that I think McDonald's, they're calling it, like a collaboration straight up. I think they're going to try to get other celebs to do, like, their go-to meal and make it their meal.
That sounds
It surprised me pulling up to McDonald's, though, because, like, I was like, oh, is this going to be some, like... You know, if you know kind of thing. Like, is it going to be low key? But they literally have like the big banners on the menu. I'm like, oh shit! Like, imagine not knowing like anything about Travis Scott and just going to Mickey D's and this shit's like right in your face. It's like, who the fuck is Travis Scott? It's weird, man. Weird times.
The roommate went to McDonald's the other day and he like texted me a photo of because he didn't know it was a thing. I don't think, and he texted me a photo of the menu in the drive-thru. He's like, yo, they have like a Travis Scott meal, and I was like, oh yeah, I'm very well aware of it. Peter won't shut the fuck up about it, but
straight up, it's me.
That's what they should have done. Is they should have it should have come with like a toy, where like you press a button and it has like 5 programmed ad libs in there.
Bro, I'm telling you though, if the employee T-shirts are selling for $300, imagine what a goddamn Happy Meal toy would sell over.
But if
people
there's
would be hounding that.
There's gonna be way more Happy Meal toys than employee T-shirts.
Which is the problem, because actually it'd be good for McDonald's in a sense. Imagine pulling up and ordering like 10 Happy Meals just to load up on the toys. They're selling on eBay later.
McDonald's enters into the hype beast market.
Well, we were saying too. I sent you that Travis launched like the Cactus Jack McDonald's like capsule of like shirts and apparel and shit.
That's just I don't. This whole
weird.
collab is weird.
He had a commercial
man.
too. I don't know if you saw it.
I saw.
Weird.
I know I saw his post on Instagram. I didn't see the commercial, but yeah, it's. I saw it during and this is a good segue. I saw it during the Chiefs and Texans game the other night. Actually, I was like, oh shit, it's like on like TV like that. Wow. Yeah, that's gonna be real confusing for like people that just don't know who he is. Yeah, I don't know. The whole thing. Straight up. But yeah, no, it is a good segue. The NFL is finally back. It doesn't feel like bitches. It doesn't feel like it's September. It doesn't feel like we should be having football. Like it just feels like it came out of nowhere, right? Like because we didn't have any of the preseason games or any of the hype leading up to it. It was just like, boom, here's football.
Right? Yeah, just exactly.
Yeah,
it's like Beyonce dropping an album. It's just there. It is. Did you? How much of it did you watch though?
How much did I watch? I probably only watched like a quarter. It wasn't too much. I missed the first like quarter or two, and then I think I watched most of the second, and then I turned it off at half. So, but
the game could not have gone more than what you think it would have gone.
Yeah, I know, right?
Honestly, Mahomes with some touchdowns. That's it. Yeah.
Yeah, I got that impression after the second inning or the second quarter, where I was second quarter where I was like, yeah, this is basically just a normal Chiefs game, basically.
Either way. It's good to have it back. The thing that weirded me out the most was that they were actually allowing fans. I think there were like close to 16,000 fans in attendance.
Yeah,
I had no idea they were doing that in KC at least.
Yeah, that surprised me. I didn't know that either, and then you mentioned it to me. I wasn't expecting that, but I think it was only like 20% capacity though. So you wonder like how much of an impact that had.
It still sounded loud, man.
Oh, did it? Okay,
yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, on TV, like even Al Michaels and Chris Collinsworth are like noting it, like damn, they sound like they're 50, 60,000.
Yeah, I heard. So I missed this part, but I heard that Al Michaels had to read a promo for Dune, and he couldn't pronounce Denis Villeneuve's name. I need to find a clip of that.
You could tell that he was like. Yeah, no, I'm surprised. No one really gives a shit, but you could tell again that he was like reading off of like the press kit or whatever they gave him, like because you could tell that he was like trying to pronounce it, not just off seeing the name. He's like,
That's
"Dude,
hilarious.
from Denis Villeneuve." I'm like, "Oh shit." Yeah, that's good, man. We love Al Michaels here on Henny Boyz.
Oh yeah, Chris and Al. It'll be a sad day when Al retires. I'm not looking forward to it.
For real.
I've heard
they're probably just high as fuck in the booth.
That'd be hilarious.
On a rocker. Straight up.
Al's just
God.
drinking out of a bottle of like whiskey. Just like turns away from the mic, just chugs it, takes a big swig, and goes, well, I guess that'd be Chris. I think Chris's demeanor would fit that much.
Collinsworth is hammered every week. Let's be honest.
Al. He runs really fast.
You gotta put it. Get that touchdown, Al. My son is working for...
I saw that. That's fucking wild that his son is working for them.
Dude,
now.
He looks and sounds just like him, too. I was like, yo, did he like get de-aged on this? What happened?
Oh, the poor kid got all of the Chris Collinsworth genes in that pool. He got none of his mother.
Man. That might be a good thing, man. Have you seen his wife? I haven't, but...
No, I have not. But...
Yeah, I don't know if I want to, because maybe she looks just like them either. Holy shit.
But
NFL is back.
It is. Going back to Dune, though, you watched the trailer?
I did, man. I did. I have a decent amount of thoughts. I think it's going to be a good movie, but I didn't necessarily enjoy the trailer.
Oh, really? Wow.
I
really enjoyed it.
I think it was kind of convoluted. I think it was, I don't know, you could tell that like the Warner Bros. People definitely got their hands on every last like edit of it, which I mean isn't not normal, obviously, but I don't know. It felt like so long too. I'm like, damn, is this movie even going to come out on time? And we're dropping this long ass trailer.
Yeah, I don't know. I thought it was really good.
I'm already hyped either way, though, like I said.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, even if the trailer was bad, which it wasn't, but I don't know. I think I had too high of expectations, too, because they were literally teasing it for months now.
Yeah, that is true. I think the one thing with it, too, is I haven't read Dune. I know nothing about Dune, and I'm kind of purposely keeping it that way, so I either read the book, which isn't going to happen, but either I read the book before it comes out, or I just watch it, you know? Like, I want to go in either only knowing what I know from the book or just not knowing anything at all. And I mean, everything I know about Dune is from what the teaser was, so I couldn't reference anything with that. You can really tell too, because I know the one thing I do know is like Dune is like I think is a precursor or like a huge influence on like George Lucas. Like you can see that, like the whole desert planet, the sand creatures, like.
100%.
You can really see that.
Tatooine as a whole was inspired
exactly.
by Dune, Planet Dune, yeah.
And I know it's the same director, but you can definitely see a lot of like Blade Runner in it too. Like, I mean, it's obviously just Villeneuve's just
100%.
directing
I was thinking the same.
But it seems like a cross-up between Star Wars. I mean, I completely be off base with this, but it seems like a cross-up between Blade Runner and Star Wars, which I love both those franchises, so I'm just hyped off that fact alone, or at least that impression. So.
The biggest difference there is that this is probably going to pull a same Blade Runner 2049
yeah.
in the sense that it's going to be like critically loved, kind of a cult film, but like I cannot see it doing well at the box office, even not in non-pandemic times. But
I don't know, man. It's got TBC. That's got a lot. He's got a lot of pull. I think.
Zendaya, man.
Yeah.
The cast, hella pull, but I don't know. I think it's going to be too dense for. And again, the pandemic obviously is just absolutely not helping.
Yeah, because I don't know if I'm going to see it in theaters. I don't know when it comes out, actually. But I don't know if I'll even see it in theaters.
It's supposed to come out December 18th, but there's no chance. Petey the Psychic's calling this delay right now. Because Wonder Woman 1984 got pushed back.
Oh, did it?
So there's no way they're going to try to compete. You heard it here first on Henny Boyz Radio. And also, if you want more Dune discussion, you can go to episode 3.
Oh, yeah. That's a good tie-in. Yeah. I forgot about that. We
talked about the Lynch version and everything.
We did.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Is that your first psychic reading here? Is Petey the Psychic?
That might be, actually.
I think it is. Wow.
Huh.
That's great.
Hold on to this, yeah.
Yeah, this is a moment in history.
It'll come out in 2021.
Yeah. So,
if it comes out on time and December 18th, I will go see it in my boxers with Craig.
with Craig.
I will get Timothée Chalamet's face tattooed on my right thigh. I'll do that anyway. But.
Your right butt cheek. I don't know, man. He has some crazy ass fangirls, and you included, I think. So
he does. Yeah, I was about to say I'm right there.
I think Oscar Isaac does too. Weirdly enough. So.
Yeah, for real. I mean, he can look good with some scruff and shit. Man.
He does. Yeah, he's a good looking man.
Yeah, dude, I'm definitely excited, man. Definitely excited.
So one more thing I want to talk about before we wrap up here. Speaking of good looking men, is did you see the video? I sent you this video of Gilbert Gottfried reading WAP.
It's some of 2020's best content, man. Thank you, Gilbert, for this light in these dark times.
2020 has been a shitty ass year, but that is exactly it is a shining beacon
Gilbert.
of. Oh my God! I need the WAP. I need the Gilbert Gottfried WAP remix.
The full WAP. Yeah, I was going to say the full version. I think the funniest thing about it is, like, he fell so far out of the public eye, so, like, even just the headline was funny. Like, Gilbert Gottfried reading WAP. Like, oh, shit, what? And then it lived up to the hype. Like, oh, beautiful, beautiful.
Yeah, exactly. It was one of those things where you read the headline and you go, what? And then you go, wait, that makes that makes too much sense. I need to see this. And it's exactly how you think it's going to be, and it still meets and exceeds your expectations. If you haven't seen it, I encourage you go Google it and look it up, because it is well worth like the 30 seconds of just listening to that. Oh my god. I need him to do that with. I need him to, like, because there's those YouTube channels where people just read rap lyrics and they're like really boring people. I need him to do make a YouTube channel, or like even a TikTok, and he just reads like really
Gilbert,
obscene.
Please. I know you're not with Affleck anymore.
That is,
give us that good content.
Give us that good content. I need to hear the what did he play in Aladdin? Iago?
Yeah, Jafar's little parrot. Yeah,
I need the parrot. Dropping some hot bars.
That WAP. That white ass pussy.
He needs that white ass pussy. He needs that white
I like how like the WAP versions are like memes now. I saw there was a Queen Bohemian Rhapsody. Like there's so many. There's like a Star Wars Imperial March mashup, man.
Really?
All these different examples.
Oh,
yeah, I mean,
man.
like there's the WAP memes are prevalent.
Good.
Absolutely.
That is some great meme content. I love it.
We need Cardi's WAP to take out the wildfires out in the out west there. I saw there's a meme too, like Cardi B like sitting out of a helicopter just walking it up. And the Blade Runner 2049 looking ass landscapes of California and Oregon right now.
It's so fucking awful, but it's so funny.
2020 is a fucking year, man. Sheesh. Straight up.
All we need is the fucking super volcano in Yellowstone. That's the final card. And the year off the
TikTok in here.
End the year off the bang.
God, man. Well, it's about that time, man.
It is.
It's last sip hours. Did you put anything on the table for today for us? What you got?
Yeah, I put something together. You know, I've been doing some thinking, some mulling.
This is my first last sip, technically, so it's got to be a high standard.
Yeah. Are you? You almost?
I'm excited.
Are you near the end of your drink?
You couldn't tell?
I don't know.
You know, it's funny because I was going to say the first 4 episodes, there was definitely a point in each episode where I like had some kind of like word jumble up or some shut down kind of, and I don't think I have this episode. We need our like Tony Reale in the back booth giving us the errors like PTI, but I don't think I've really misspoke or anything today. And so maybe the Henny does me good.
The corrections for today include Cardi B does in fact have a wet ass pussy. So besides Peter's joke,
and Dune will in fact come out in December.
Oh man!
Shut up, Craig. I'm not gonna turn and see what you have on. He's probably fucking naked today. But yeah, man, what's this last sip about?
All right, so I was doing some thinking. I've realized that I do most of my like serious thinking when I'm falling asleep. Like I'm laying in bed. I think about my day, and then I also think about I contemplate life, and I contemplate this podcast and why the fuck we continue to do it.
I'm right there with you. Yep.
Yeah.
The listener especially.
And one of the things I've realized is I don't know if I've ever woken up in the middle of the night to take a shit. I've definitely woken up in the middle of the night to take a piss.
Wow, really? So let's clear the air. You're definitely not lactose intolerant then.
No, I've never really had any issues with lactose.
Wow.
Is that a thing? Do people wake up in the middle of the night to take a shit? Okay, all right. So I'm just weird then. Okay.
Oh, it happens to me a lot, man. Damn. So if, for example, if I eat like 4 slices of pizza at like 9 p.m. and then I go to bed at like 12, 1 o'clock, whatever, It's not like waking up to take a shit. It's like literally waking up with like a gurgling stomach and like the sweat. Like it's diarrhea ready to go. Like it's not a pleasant like, oh, I gotta go take a dump. Like it's like, oh shit, I need a toilet right now. I have plenty of experience with that as a lactose intolerant individual.
Okay. No, I handle my lactose pretty well, so I've never had that. So
that's good. That's good.
Now that I say
I only
this,
developed it like within the last like 4 or 5 years.
I'm sure I'm going to develop it at some point. I think it's like slowly getting worse for me.
I think like 60% of Americans do.
Yeah. Well, I remember reading somewhere that we're not evolved to the point to actually like completely like handle milk, but
okay, PETA. But yeah, I've heard about that. It's probably true. Let's be honest.
This
That's
episode
why
is
lactose intolerant exists.
This episode's sponsored by PETA.
People eating tasty animals.
Hell yeah.
Great. That's a good one. So what? You wake up to pee. How often do you wake up to urinate though?
Very rarely. I sleep through the night.
Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't say I sleep through the night, but I don't get out of bed. Like it's pretty infrequent that I get out of bed to go take a piss, and it's clearly very rare if
it's only
non-existent.
If you drink too much water without.
Basically, yeah.
That's good, man.
It does suck though, because I don't do that. There's a lot of times that my alarm clock doesn't get me out of bed. It's my bladder because it's very painful waking up and be like, oh shit, I'm about to burst. Anyway, this
is the last sip. This is Henny Boyz Radio.
Thank you for listening, everyone. Give us a like on Spotify, Apple, Anchor, what other wherever you're listening to. Give us a like, give us a follow.
Everywhere.
Leave us 5 stars. Check out Petey's OnlyFans account. He's going to be on there with 6ix9ine, doing some collabs.
Yes, sir.
He's got all of his bitches in sprinkles. It's quite tasty.
The one thing that I have to say as we leave here, just remember that Stevey owns part of a racing horse.
I won the fucking Kentucky Derby, bitches.